Such a familiar sound. Those waves rolling across the mud as the old tide pushes in. Beautiful. Alright guys, how's it going? Hope you're all well. I've taken a half day off work. I know, shock horror. Had some bait left over from the weekend. Now usually I can keep ragworm in the fridge for up to around 10 days. But safe in the knowledge that I won't be fishing for a while, I thought I'd pop back down onto the mud of Newport and use them all up. Why not? Hate wasting bait. Only a small tide today, a small rising neap tide, 9.7 meters, which in old money for Newport is 11.4 because we had 1.7. I'm going to be fishing off a bit of a bend area upon the seawall. I have made videos at Go Cliff, of course, but I've not filmed at this particular bend. And this tends to be my go-to spot during winter time, when a bit further up it can often be a bit busy, you know. I've also got some fish baits. I've got squid, bluey, mackerel, and I've also got a cheapy old boat rod. And I think it's fair to say, if I'm going to catch, it'll be on that, usually the way. Let's see what's out there, but most importantly, let's enjoy it. And we're fishing. Left hand rod is a 4.0 paternoster pennel. At the moment on there I've got a squid and mackerel cocktail, big bait. On the right hand rod there's a 2-hook flabber rig with size 1.0 hooks. At the moment on there I've got straight ragworm. I tell you what, this old northwesterly is quite strong. Wasn't forecast, but these days that's the weather forecast for you. Early days yet, 2.5 hours off high water, plenty of time. Potential species today at this mark, you never know, could get some early codling, silver eel, conger eel, thornback ray, flounder, bass, anything will do. Yeah, those clouds are starting to move on now. Bit of blue sky in the background, so you never know, could turn out to be quite a nice afternoon. Just picked a load of wild blackberries on their last legs now, but in fairness, some crackers up there. Talking of blackberries and other fruits, a lot of you have commented on my juicing videos, and that's how I started on YouTube, making all of my fresh juices. I got hundreds of recipes stored in my head, so you know, if you want me to do any more of those videos, just let me know. A bit easier than fishing ones. Of course, fishing will always be the mainstay, but I suppose it's all linked, you know, all comes into the well-being umbrella. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I watch those videos back, it's embarrassing. You know, the first ones I ever did, I was very robotic. Terrible. But yeah, that's another passion of mine, naturopathy. And yeah, as for juicing, it's my breakfast every morning. "20 yards, that'll do." That's a cheapy old boat rod sorted. As you saw, nice and close, 2-hook flapper rig on it, and on there I'm just going to stick with straight ragworm. I'm sorry if I'm shouting, but yeah, this wind is up and down like a yo-yo. I thought it was dropping, but it's back. It will be nice to get a few bites today. Got no problem with blanking, none at all, but sometimes it is nice to see the old rod tips bouncing away. Had a funny old bite then on this whole squid. One straight pull down and that was it, but definitely a bite. We're in, guys. Yeah, definitely a fish on. Just gonna pop down and grab it a sec. Just come off about 10 yards out, wasn't very well hooked. Conger around 8 pounds, and you can tell from the twisted line on the rig. I should be able to untangle it. Yeah. That was on a whole squid with some ragworm on its back. Let's get it back out there. We're around an hour now off high water. That's the first bite of the session. Yeah, shame we lost that conger, but to be honest, as soon as I saw it come to the surface, I kind of knew it was going to come off. I could see the hook just in its mouth, and of course, when they start twisting and turning, usually it's good night nurse. But yeah, the only bite of the session. We're around 30 minutes off high water now. Nothing on the cheap eel boat rod as of yet. Yeah, it's a very pleasant afternoon. Just a shame about this wind. Bit of a nuisance. Bang on high water now. On the 4.0 Paternoster Pennel, I've just whacked out a whole joey mackerel. As for the 2-hook flapper, bottom hook is straight ragworm, top hook is ragworm tipped off with squid. I moved the cheap eel boat rod to my left. We'll try a new spot now. So far, it hasn't performed like it usually does. What's going on? Yeah, going back to that conger that came off. I've lost a couple of late, like that, you know, really close in. But that's how it goes. You know, you can have periods whereby you land every single fish. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. That one I lost up at Black Rock. Oh, I was gutted, gutted. That was easily 13, 14 pounds. And I really wanted to show it on camera. But we live and learn. And I'm not making excuses, guys, honestly, but when I'm filming, because I'm always doing 5 things at once, my brain literally goes to mush. And I didn't take my rag down with me, so I couldn't get a good grip of it. It was in my hands, but I just couldn't grip it properly, and it swam off. Next time, I'll be more prepared. Or maybe I should take up another hobby instead. Left hand rod, guys. There we go. That's on a whole joey mackerel. Oh, there we go. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Yes! This is a lump. Yeah, it feels quite decent, this. Oh. Oh. We got him, guys. We got him. I'm sorry if that was out the shot then, but I had to focus on landing the fish. There he is. Not a monster by any means, but he's a good 7.5 pounds. And I'm off the mark. Happy days. There we go. Yeah, nice little chunk that. Not quite as big as the one we lost earlier, but we won't worry about that. A fish is a fish. Let's pop him back straight away. He's gone. Fantastic. Just had a bit of a disaster. After I put that conger back, I was walking back up the rocks. I slipped, took my camera tripod with me. The camera fell into the sea, but thankfully it's waterproof. But I snapped 2 of the legs on the tripod. So using some black insulation tape, I've just taped them back on for now, or the bottom section's back on. This may be a bit tricky to film, so bear with me, guys. To be honest, I was going to buy a new one anyway, because this tripod, absolutely battered. So I think that was meant to be. Old sun, starting to set now. Old tide, ebbing back. Let's see what else we can get. I know I catch a lot of congers in my videos, guys, but at the end of the day, you know, the marks I fish, there are lots of congers, especially on the mud, and very often it's just a case of fishing through them and then something else can turn up. Nice bass, Thornback Ray. But like I've said many times, I like the old conger. They keep me busy, they keep the rod tips busy. That'll do me. Cheapy old boat rod, minding his own business down there in the rocks. Not one touch all day. But we got time yet. Good time on the ebb. Right, come on. Now when I'm fishing, you've got to watch the rip on the ebb, but today's tide, not that big. Got a 6 ounce gripper on each and they're holding bottom lovely. So no issues there. It does look quite fishy out there, especially with that sun going down. So it would be good to get something else. Whacked out a whole squid on the left hand rod. The old tripod is still going strong, wobbling a bit in the wind, but all right. Yeah, a bit of a mini disaster, but not to worry. It's been enjoyable. Straight from work down to the mark. Yeah, I've enjoyed wetting a couple of lines this afternoon, and that's what it's all about. And I know congers are not everyone's cup of tea, but in all fairness, I mean, like I said, not that I mind blanking, I couldn't give a monkeys if I blank these days. Fishing for me now is a lot deeper. But yeah, I'm not, in terms of the last blank video, 3 months ago, and that's thanks to the old conger. And I do try and mix things up, you know, in terms of venues. But obviously with work and my busy life, I can't always go further west and fish the clear water, but I do what I can. Brixham is booked. Middle of October. Was meant to be November, but there was a bit of an issue with taking leave. So yeah, mid-October. Next week I'm going to be rebuilding my spinning rod. My Shakespeare ugly stick. I've had that, right, years. 15 years, 20 years maybe. Stripped it all back last week. Ordered all my guides, etc. And that'll be ready to go. So we'll do a bit of spinning, a bit of float fishing, a bit of bottom fishing. Might be a little bit early for the big whiting, but never know. Might get some nice bullhuss. I've had some cracking bullhuss down there, especially at night on mackerel. Yeah, looking forward to that. I'm gonna do my outro now, guys. The old sun is setting very quickly and it's getting quite dark. Gonna give those rods literally 5 minutes and that will be the end of the session. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm not sure how long it's gonna be or what it's gonna be like given what happened, but I'll do my best when it comes to the edit. Managed to beat the blank, didn't we? Lost that conger earlier on. Then we got one about, was it 30 minutes later, something like that, around 7.5 pounds. Flapper rigs today on the ragworm, not even a touch. Very surprised at that. Usually get something on the old flapper, but today it's all been about the bigger baits. Where am I going to be next? Not sure. I have to have a think about that one. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. It's mega appreciated. Any questions or comments you have, pop them below and I'll get back to you. Until the next one, look after yourselves, take care. All the best.